Well, today we saw the big difference between Senate Democrats and Senate Republicans. Senate Democrats want to protect American people's health care. They want to make sure, we want to make sure, that 130 million Americans who have pre-existing conditions, including those who have contracted COVID, can get protection from rapacious insurance companies that might want to rip their health care away from them. Republicans were willing to say, the heck with you, American people, the heck with you. We're siding with the big special interests, and we're not going to protect you. Republicans had a golden opportunity today, the Republican Senate, Leader McConnell, to make sure that the administration didn't pursue this suit that would take away Americans' health care. And of course, they sided with the big special interests and refused. The American people will hear this loud and clear. This is a stark division between the parties. They didn't want to vote on this. I had to actually go to the floor when no Republican was on the floor and ask to put this bill in play, and they feared it. They tried to jump through a pretzel last night because they're so afraid of this bill. That didn't work. And now they're trying today to say that this doesn't matter. Well, yes, it does. And I'd say one final thing. This is a 1-2 view, or rather, this is a 1-2 punch to the American people. First, vote against our motion to protect Americans' health care. Second, vote for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, who wants to take away your health care. Every action of the Republicans shows which side they're on, and the American people will see it loud and clear. Ready for your questions.
Senator, so obviously you've been trying to make a point here against vulnerable Republicans.
No, I'm trying to put the Republican Party in the Senate. Don't put words in my mouth. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
In any event, obviously several vulnerable Republicans, 5, 6 altogether, Republicans voted for your bill.
Yes.
And that would give them a lot of political cover to say they support pre-existing conditions. Was this a mistake?
Let me just say, we knew that some of them would squirm. But when you flip your vote a few weeks before the election, the American people see right through it. These senators are worse off today, no matter how they voted, because they flip-flopped. They were against protecting pre-existing conditions. They were for the lawsuit. And now, 3 weeks before the election, they try to say they're for it and working it out so there's not enough votes to actually have it have effect. They can't hide from all their votes to repeal the ACA. And this new vote only shows their hypocrisy a few weeks before the election. And let me say this. The American people will also see any senator who votes for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, they will see the hypocrisy of those who said, this vote shows I'm for protecting Americans' health care, and then they vote for a judge who is intent on ripping it apart. We believe this will hurt them badly because their position is clear. It never works to flip your position a few weeks before the election when you're forced to. Yes?
I talked to Senator McConnell this morning. He said, quote, pre-existing conditions are not in jeopardy before the Supreme Court. He added that is a completely bogus issue. He says also it's extremely unlikely that the Supreme Court will even deal with that part of Obamacare law. I wanted to get your reaction to that.
That is not what legal experts across the country, Democrat and Republican, believe. McConnell is squirming. This is an issue where they know the American people are on our side. This is a position where they know that Americans want their health care protected, and they just, try to create diversions when it comes to Coney Barrett, try to create diversions when it comes to this bill. They're stuck, and they are stuck, and they're not going to get out of their morass.
Might there be an opportunity to offer amendments, and if so, what kind, if there's a stimulus that comes to the Senate floor in order to slow down the confirmation process or add rules or
Well, we will, as I said, we're going to use every tool in the toolbox to try and slow things down because we think rushing through this nomination while the election is already ongoing is so very wrong. The problem, of course, is McConnell, under his defiling the Senate, has limited the number of tools that are in that toolbox.
Senator Schumer, are you worried? It sounds like the more you try to employ your tools moving forward, they're going to, and keep, if you're going to try to keep the Senate here, they're going to put more red conservative judges before you district judges. Is that
Look, we have to keep the Senate here because there are two issues before us that are of vital importance. One is COVID, where the negotiations ongoing in the House right now, and the second is the Supreme Court nomination. And we want to be here to do what we can to oppose it. They would approve those 7 judges in lame duck session anyway.
Okay, so, and then also, have you seen the latest Mnuchin counteroffer? Where did
I haven't seen it. I spoke to Speaker Pelosi a few minutes ago, and they're not at an agreement yet. They have a lot of issues of disagreement. Yes?
On that issue, do you think that there is the possibility that there will be some sort of agreement between Pelosi and Mnuchin? And are you going to join those conversations?
Yeah, just as when it started in the Senate, it was Mnuchin and I sitting in the office, but Nancy and I constantly talk. The same thing is happening now. We talk 4 or 5 times a day. And look, we want an agreement, but it's got to meet the needs of the American people. And there are a lot of places right now where the offer by Secretary Mnuchin doesn't do that.
Are you worried this?
Wait, I try to call. No, let's see. Anyone didn't have a question? Okay, we'll take one more.
Great. Are there any kinds of, I know you said your tools are limited, but are there any kinds of messaging amendments that you could use at least to be able to tell voters, here's what's at stake, and
Look,
here's what we're trying to
look
do?
what happened today. I mean, it's a serious amendment, but it sure sends a message from one end of America to the other that McConnell and the Republican Senate leadership is against protecting Americans' health care. We're going to look for lots of tools. Stay tuned.
Can you really say that, though, when 6 Republicans voted for you? It sounds like your bill got bipartisan support.
Look, again, you flip-flop 3 weeks before the election. The American people have seen through that time and time again. They don't trust the vote 3 weeks before the election when the candidates have been under assault on this issue. And we are confident the Republicans, no matter which way they voted, because on the one side is Trump and the Trump supporters, and the other side are so many of the American people, no matter which way they voted, they showed their hypocrisy and their distance from the American people. We're confident of that. Thank you, okay, last one.
For Barrett's nomination, what will it mean for women's reproductive rights, and what do you make of GOP accusations saying Dems are attacking Barrett over her faith?
No Dem has attacked Barrett over her faith. It's a diversion because they don't want to address the issues, including health care and including Roe v. Wade. I think Roe v. Wade, if Judge Barrett got on the court, could either be eliminated or at the very minimum, horrible minimum, so greatly constricted that you'd never recognize it. Thank you, everybody.